Hello everyone, are we live? I hope so. Having a little few issues today, so I'm about a minute late unfortunately. Fingers crossed things are streaming now. I'm going to start checking in a second. We should be live streaming on YouTube and on X, I hope, at this point. Let's just take a quick look there while I get Telegram up and running, because Telegram is, yeah, my computer is really struggling right now, I guess. Doing too many things. There we go. Okay, I think we're back in action. Let me just check that the X stream is working, because that's the one that I record. Oh no, it's set for the wrong time, 15 minutes ago. Oops. Very strange. And it's not streaming. What is going on? Okay, gonna have to do something different there. I'm gonna have to have a look at that and see why it's not working. Timed out. Oh, very weird. Okay, all right. Let's get rid of that and do it again. Okay, great. You're gonna see how I set these up for anyone who's watching on YouTube. So it's day 37. Telegram open yet? Yes. Okay, I'm just gonna set up Telegram first because I think that's get the folks who might be waiting there. Start Telegram stream. Hi folks, a little bit late, but I'm now live on Telegram as well. Share screen. Great sneak peek into the background of setting up one of these streams. You know, set it as a technology stream. I think it's the best category for it. Didn't work. Technology. Source is OBS. We make everyone can chat. And we'll start it immediately. Yeah. Okay. And I'll just do another post about that because I'll delete the old post because it wasn't correct. I will change it to like 1720 or something. Let's do this one here. Yeah, I'll get rid of this post because it's not correct anymore. And let's post this one instead. And I don't know why X always does that with text. Yeah, we're saying 1720. Yeah, okay. Okay, and now we're recording. Yeah, so that was a little bit of technology issues there to kickstart the day. Fabulous on a Monday, wonderful. But I think we should be streaming now. Let's just get this active again and see. And then, sorry, I need to set it up on PumpFun too because I actually haven't managed to do that yet. There we go, we're live. Okay, great. Let's set up PumpFun 2. Start live stream on PumpFun. Just again for the habit of it, because that's where the hackathon is taking place on PumpFun, so I always set it up there too. And we've got day 37. Okay, great, very exciting. So day 37. Okay, go live. Okay, great. So now we should be live on all 4 platforms that we usually stream on. And I need to knock off the sound on PumpFun. There we go. Grand. And this is not working, is it? Ah, there it is. Okay. Very stressful Monday of technology so far. But anyway, welcome back to day 37. The last day I streamed was on Friday. Today's Monday. So I wasn't streaming on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday was just very, very busy with family stuff, and then Sunday just was quite tired yesterday and had some work to do to help out a friend. So in the end, I didn't manage to stream, but it didn't matter because something happened. Who knows? I'm not actually quite sure. I think really what it is just I'm gonna just put this screen over here for a second. This is what happened. Really, really good. It's actually, yeah, as you can see, I am buying all the time, constantly small amounts, dead by time, constantly small amounts, dead by. Okay, this is really not a good day for technology. But we saw over the weekend, say it was just starting on Saturday afternoon, I think it was, that all of a sudden we started getting buys. I was thinking this afternoon that there's a saying that you see a person's true character in moments of adversity, and I was thinking that that's the same with developers and with projects too. You see their true character when things are a bit quiet, when it's not going so well, when the chart is a bit low. And I'm going to focus in here down at this part here where it dipped to, was it 12? Wow. Okay. So what did I do? What did the Upscalp community do when things were very quiet for the last, say, like 2.5 weeks? When the chart was hovering between like 19, 20k, it was stuck around there for a very long time. We kept grinding. I was live streaming every single day. I was building in public every single day, deploying features live, showing my monitors that I use to track the product live, showing up every single day, determined to keep going, determined to keep pushing, because believing in the quality of the product, looking for spaces, doing spaces like the Sure DeFi space. And then I think you see the result of it, which is you keep grinding even when things look a little bit quiet, a little bit down. Of course, it could be easy to get quite depressed down here in this period where something is very quiet, and then all of a sudden it just all clicks. And as you can see, we're getting really close back up towards the all-time high. And as I was saying, I'm watching other hackathon projects very carefully, and we've passed them out. So our MC is above the MC of these other projects that I'm watching. And I think that's really good for the chances of being successful in the hackathon, first of all, for getting more eyes in the project. Of course, this chart, myself and others have been sharing the picture of this chart all over Telegram, all over X today and yesterday, because of course a bullish chart like this is so much easier to sell and so much easier to market and to get people interested in the product. So I'm really proud, I suppose, of the community and the people who have stuck around right in the very beginning. Thank you so much. That my appreciation to you, for your faith in me and putting your faith in me, holding your bags through that three-week period where things were very quiet, because then we all get the rewards together, basically. Yeah, every single little bit of creator fees that come back in, you can see I'm buying and putting back into the chart constantly, on a constant basis. And that dedication, that strength of holding, is how you grow a chart, how you start to hit really high highs. And I've talked a lot in the group and on live streams about my last project called Peachfolio, which ran in started in 2021, ran for about 2.5 years, and how we grew that to 70,000 users and an all-time high of about 8 million. And it didn't happen overnight. The all-time high was about 9 or 10 months, I think, into the project is when we hit that all-time high. So it was quite a long period before we got anywhere near that 8 million. And again, how we got there was by building a really good product, building something that is effective and really user-friendly. And then it really spread by word of mouth primarily, as in people talking about how useful and how much they're using this product, how they use it every single day. Like me, I was one of those users as well, even as like a founder and creator of the project, but I was using it every day too, because it was a pleasure to use. So building something that's a joy to use, and people use it, then they share it with their friends, and then 10 months later we had 70,000 users and a market cap of 8 million. And that's how you do it, by continuing to grind, even in those darker days, in those quieter days, in those depressing days when the chart is down. And I remember post-launch on Peachfolio, the launch was okay, but there was quite a significant dip straight after launch, which nowadays, to be honest, we're all used to on Solana, I think, but back then it wasn't so typical. And I remember in particular Lady Trader Ra coming on and defending the team very strongly. And I appreciate her to this day for doing that. But then the chart recovered. So like, I don't think people were quite as used to the kind of dips that we see nowadays back then in 2021. And it grew and grew and grew. And like, it really is in a similar way to what I'm doing here for Upscalp that we did on Peachfolio all those years ago. It's really about building something high quality, showing up every single day, working hard every single day, lots of grind, being very active in communities, very active in Telegram and on X, answering questions, helping people to understand the product, updating the product with their ideas, using their ideas to make the product better, and we'll hopefully all reap the rewards basically. So we'll see the chart go up, we'll see more people adopt the product, we'll see people hopefully make gains by using the signals. We'll see people, when the Upscalp API bot comes out, hopefully some stage next week for beta testing, we'll see people be able to use the automated execution to make money as well, and also to massively reduce their risk. That's the primary work I've been doing over the weekend. So we do it by sticking together, really. That's it. And everybody does as much as they can, do their part. I see some people grinding really, really hard. I have to call out Lee for his work on X and for the ideas that he's sending me. Thank you so much, Lee. Let me just check, are you listening in? Let's check. Oh, Lee's not here. Okay. Yeah, but I wanted to call out Lee for the crazy amount of grinding that he's been doing, and I really, really appreciate his work on X, on Telegram, the ideas he's sending me. I want to call out the Upscalp Premium Holders group. Thank you so much for everyone in that group for, again, providing me with great ideas that help me improve the product. I want to call out in particular Shane today, who was in the Upscalp Premium Holders group and was apologizing for not being around for a while, but he gave me so much help so early in the project, say like last November, December, and I think that is so important and so vital that I want to keep thanking the guy, basically. Thank you very much, Shane. Yeah, so this is it. I really appreciate everybody who's putting in the bit of effort, because you see it. You see the result of it on the chart when folks work together, when folks are patient, when they ask questions, and when you have a developer who's there to answer them and is willing to put the time into answering the questions. So yeah, things are that is really the main topic, I suppose, today. The main thing that is helping us all to feel a little bit better, I suppose, and starting off this week in a very, very nice way to see how well the chart is looking right now. I'm going to leave the chart for now, and I'm going to just dip back over to the Jira board as usual. Let's just make sure, see if there are any questions or anything on X. Just going to open this up, questions or anything on X. Just going to open this up, questions or anything on X. There we go. I think I may stop streaming on PumpFun soon, because it's always PumpFun that does that strange echo effect. So annoying. So yeah, I'm going to just take a look at the Kanban board, because that's the best place for seeing, if you want to see how the project is doing. I'm going to open this one here. This is our public Jira board. Anyone can access this. And I'm using this every day, basically, in our live streams to talk through the work that I'm doing. And really, it's still focusing here on this testing area. These are the really, really key things for getting the API bot into public beta at some stage next week. It is the phase 2 testing I've been doing. So got some really good advice. Thank you, Lee, again, to say that he didn't say, don't be calling it testing. It's like documenting and delivering a really great product, which is what it is I'm doing. So I call it testing, that's just like a convention in development. But yeah, he's right. It is actually developing a really great product. Developing and delivering and documenting is what I'm really doing in this phase. And looking at the signal delivery pipeline improvements, those are done. I'm actually going to move them as done. So I was talking about this phase 2. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I got to do it in the real Jira. About how that is all about making the signals arrive to you faster, basically. Fundamentally, that's the main piece of work there. And it's something that I've been working on for a long time, because it was in 2 phases. Initially, again, just to roll back through time for folks who may have missed the live streams I was doing on this topic. Basically, when I started out Upscalp initially, the sending of the signals and the scanning and the scoring of signals, etc., the risk protections, they were all part of one loop, basically. And of course, as we get more users, the time that loop was taking was getting very, very long. So what I've been doing is taking elements out of that main loop and moving them into their own separate services. So I built a dispatcher basically that I have one service that's doing the scoring and the risk framing of signals, and then I developed this new dispatcher service, which is taking the signals, the approved signals, the high quality signals, and distributing them to all of our users. And then that was phase one. Phase two then was making this in such a way that I can scale it, so that as our user base grows, I'm able to scale this so that everybody gets their signals on an efficient cadence. So in other words, it's fair for everyone. Everyone is getting the signals as quickly as possible, no matter how many users we grow to. Using this system, I'll be able to just scale it up. Very, very common in cloud computing to scale services like this. So that's what I'll be doing for that. And that's done now. So I'm so happy that that phase is over, because really, if we start getting a lot of more users when Upscalp API is out, I'm ready for it now. I'll be able to scale that up so it's efficient and able to deal with having a larger user base. Very, very important for growth for the future. And then this one here is the other one that I'm doing. The adaptive scoring system, still working on that. I had some suggestions from the community to look at Andrej Karpathy's auto research tool that he developed and open sourced, and then many other researchers around the world had made iterations of and developed it further. So I was trying that out. Very interesting, but it does have some flaws that you have to be very, very careful of, which I was explaining in the Telegram group over the weekend. Basically, when you're brute forcing stuff, when you're using a large number of AI agents to look at a problem, and you're breaking tests into very, very small pieces of tests almost, you have to be very, very careful that you're not succumbing to false positives, really is how I describe it. That just by using so many of these agents and brute force wide-ranging small tests, that you don't accidentally create a lot of noise and false positives. So I have started to implement it into the adaptive scoring system. So it's quite interesting, but I'm hitting exactly those kind of barriers that I have to be very, very mindful of the bounds that I put on each of the tests, the rules and the setups that I give the agents as they're working, to make sure that they don't succumb to this just generating loads of noise and then having loads of false positives and false negatives because the results that they're generating are so noisy. So very, very interesting. I think it will be a great tool to help me augment and speed up the research I do anyway, the automated research tools that I built for myself. I think it will augment that. It will be very, very useful to add to it, but I'll have to watch it carefully. And that's a very common theme, I think, in these live streams. I talk about this a lot, how these new AI tools, AI agents, agentic development tools, agentic development environments that help you code, that help you research and build products, you do still need human elements so strongly in them because they hallucinate, because they can be very lazy, unfortunately. Sometimes sometimes actually, quite often, they try and find the shortest path, the shortest solution, the lowest effort solution to an issue, and that's really rarely the best solution. So you do still need the human product owner or the human research manager involved there to keep them on track, to observe very carefully, to watch out for those signs of laziness, and to get the tools back on track. And that's why Upscalp does not contain any of the AI agents. I know that there were quite a lot of the PumpFun Hackathon winners so far. There's maybe 3 of the 6 seem to involve like OpenClaw or something like that. And I've described on the live streams here before last week, I think I did 2 live streams about it, just how risky I think that is and how brittle I think the foundation is when you're building on, number one, these AI agents that are very prone to hallucination and laziness, and number 2, the cost that is involved and the spiraling costs that can often be involved when you're using agents like that because of the token price and the enormous token consumption of them. So yeah, that's where we're at really for the building. I'm still pressing ahead with all of that. This is going to be a big week for me, a very, very tough development week, because I'm going to be pushing the adaptive scoring system and the API phase 2 development so hard because I want to try and get the Upscalp Premium group testing the API bot next week. Yeah, so I've got a challenging week ahead of me. That's fine with me. The only thing I will say is I'm going to be out of action on Thursday evening. I'm not sure we'll be doing a live stream because Ireland are playing Czechia in a World Cup qualifier in Prague, and I'll be screaming at my television, basically, with some friends. So there very possibly won't be a live stream on Thursday because I'll be a nervous wreck. But we'll do plenty of other live streams through the week. I'm happy to do them all week, every other day except Thursday. Probably won't squeak on Thursday. We'll see. So that's where we're at, basically. I'm trying to think, was there any other news? I'm still trying to get time to do the YouTube channel. I have set up a YouTube channel and a TikTok page as well, where I'm going to upload all of the previous live streams. But it's getting that time to dedicate to editing just the first few. Most of the ones when we had live streams streaming on X2, the recordings are nice and efficient. They start and stop at the right times. But PumpFun is such a mess for the first 4 days when I was only streaming on PumpFun. The files that it generated are a total mess, and I'm going to have to edit them together, combine them together and edit out bits of silence and messy stuff like that. And I do want the YouTube and the X channel to have all of the videos in chronological order, so I do need to upload those early videos first, unfortunately. So I'll see, maybe tonight if I get a bit tired, I'll switch over to video work instead of development work. So that's one of the other things we're trying to do. Definitely looking for spaces now, as I'm reaching like a milestone period with the development work. I'll be able to pause on it a little bit, and I'll be able to change over to marketing primarily. So I'll be locking in the bot as it is. The API bot will be in beta testing with the premium holders group. I'll be taking their feedback and implementing it. But apart from that, I'll probably do a freeze on the product just to allow me to stop developing for a little while and move over into doing more spaces, more marketing activities, and focusing more on that for a while, because the product's working well. The signals are very strong. The Upscalp Premium, especially say in green conditions, which you can check in the Telegram group. We have our own community bot where you can see the win rate of the products. And Upscalp Premium win rate is generally over 60%, which is exceptional for one of these products, really. Consistently so, verifiably so. So yeah, I'll be pausing on the development work. Say that's the locked product for a while. It's working really well. I can pause on it, and then what I'll do is move over into the marketing side. So definitely we'll be looking for more spaces, because I think the Assure DeFi space went really, really well. I was very happy with it. So definitely we'll be looking for a few more like that. Calling in some connections, basically. I do have a call tomorrow, but I'm not going to talk about it here. I'll feedback on it after the call, but it's a very exciting call. It's a foundational call, if I could call it that, infrastructural, related to the infrastructure of DeFi that we're working in. Hoping to have a very, very interesting call with some folks about that. Again, it's calling back to my Peachfolio days, so my project from 2021. It's a contact that I knew from that time, and I'm going to have a chat with them tomorrow. So I have a phone call booked with them. What was really nice is, as well, is that they approached me. They remembered me from that time, and they saw that I had a new project, and they approached me. So very, very happy with that. Very encouraging. There's a voice chat button in PumpFun, and it's been staring at me beeping for ages, like flashing lights. I'm gonna just click it and see what happens. Voice chats. Is there 24 people here? No, surely not.
I think it's to hear it from the Wizard of Crack himself.
Wait.
Oh my god, I don't know what that was. Okay, that's not us. The PumpFun UI is very confusing, but I don't think that was us. Okay. Not related to us. Alright, so what I'm going to do now at this point is I'm just going to cycle through all of the platforms and see, let's see, no questions there on X. I'll just check if there's any questions on PumpFun. Don't think that there were. Where's it gone? Can't see it. Have I lost it? Did I close it? No. There we go. No questions on PumpFun. So before we finish up for today, does anyone on Telegram have any questions that they'd like to ask today? We've got a few people in the VC chat. I can hang on for a few minutes if anyone has any questions. No, no questions today. That's fine. So in that case, our people may want to not be on the recording, which I would totally understand as well. So what I'll do then is I'll wrap the stream up for today. I'll say thank you very much for joining. I'll say apologies for the technology issues at the beginning where I was like a few minutes late because my computer just froze. It wasn't responding. I'll shout out, as I always do almost every single day, my enormous appreciation for the Upscalp community, for everyone who's supporting me. I appreciate your support so, so much. And it really, really helps me to keep my energy levels up and to keep really determined to make this a really amazing product with an amazing, with an amazing product and an extremely high MC as well, to really push it to a wide user base. I get a lot of energy from the faith that people are showing, I suppose, and the investment that they're putting into me. I really appreciate it so much. Apart from that, I'll be back again tomorrow. I'll schedule things a little better and I'll hopefully start on time tomorrow instead of a couple of minutes late. And yeah, we'll see how it goes for the rest of the week. Really, really great start to the week. I think we can all be very happy, I hope, with the way the chart has gone in the last 2 days. Definitely feels like more of a truer reflection of the quality of this project, the quality of the community, quality of the holders, and the quality of the future that's ahead of us all. So thank you very much, everybody. Really appreciate you giving your time, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.